Look at the brackets as well as we jump into our next match. Of course, Cloud9 awaiting the winners of this set between FlipSid Tactics and Renegades. Of course, have to mention again, Splice not out of the event. They're waiting in the lower bracket for the loser of this upcoming set. Now, FlipSid Tactics, of course, as our analysts were breaking down right there, Marky Duda, Cooks here, these guys have been around forever, but they have been cycling a third player on their 3v3 team recently. Maybe that's had some of the reasons why FlipSid has gone down a little bit in 3v3, but that does present a very compelling 2v2 team. Now, of course, on the other side, Renegades, you have, we'll get over them here. There you go. We have Timmy and Red. So Timmy was kind of known as like the consummate weekend warrior when he was only allowed to actually play on weekends. I love that these players are so young. Like, they're still gated by their parents telling them how much they can play, but he's teaming now with a well-known community figure, Red. Red, of course, known for hosting a trading Discord and an active content creator. Now, they are underdogs in this event, but we'll see if they can provide yet another upset. And Alex is actually standing by with them right now.
Yeah, I got Red and Timmy here. Let's talk to him. I want to start with you, Red. Here we are on the grand stage, your first match today. Talk to me about your preparation coming to this event and how you're feeling right now.
Well, I personally don't have LAN experience, but Timmy does, so as long as I don't get tilted, I mean, I think we're going to be all right. All
right, you got it. I like your hair, by the way. It's cool. Timmy, over to you, man. You got that LAN experience, but I see Cooks here and Marky Duda over there. They're pretty good at Rocket League. What are you feeling right now, man? What do you need to focus on and take them out?
Well, Cooks and Marky are Cooks and Marky. We should have beat them last tournament, and I'll play with the Red, and we'll see what happens, you know?
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Well, good luck, guys. See if you can make the upset happen. Renegades going up against FlipSid.
Of course, there is more than just pride on the line at the Universal Open Rocket League Finals. There's money as well. First place going to claim $32,500 of that $100,000 total prize pool. And of course, everyone is walking away with a little bit of cash. Even the teams who have been eliminated out of the lower brackets in 13th through 16th, they're still going to claim $2,000 or $1,000 per player. Now, of course, there were over 2,000 teams who entered, so quite an incredible run for any of these teams to make it through. Well, let's go ahead and take a look in on the other side of the bracket as well, because as we mentioned before, there is a lower bracket here, and as we can see, Fibion has already taken out Wabi Sabi 2-1, so Fibion advances into the next round. They're actually going to be waiting on someone to drop down from the upper bracket, but Wabi Sabi takes a game off of them, proves that maybe Wabi Sabi was a little bit better than we expected coming into this, but Fibion moving on obviously is an extremely strong team in this tournament. So while we got a little bit of time here as we're getting our players all set up, let's go ahead and break down this match specifically here. So you mentioned in your notes before that Renegade was a bit of an underdog here, obviously, but FlipSid is a team that looks to have an incredibly strong 2v2 core. Are we looking at something as lopsided as the Cloud9 Splice match we just saw, or is it going to be a bit closer?
I think it's going to be a bit closer, but it does have the potential to be a blowout if FlipSid is playing as good as they can. Their ceiling is very high, especially because Cooks is another one of those players who just is so dang good. But you heard Timmy mention that, you know, they barely lost last time. Well, what happened was a last-second overtime goal. The last time Timmy played Cooks and FlipSid, it was a last-second overtime goal that essentially took them out of that tournament. It was just a single goal making that difference, so you know Timmy wants revenge.
All right, yeah, so follow up on that, Wave. You see a similar situation. These teams were a bit closer match than we've seen in our last match.
It'll be, my big question mark on this match is Red. How does he play? I have not seen this guy play on a stage of this level. You heard him saying he doesn't have LAN experience. All the other guys are veterans, but Timmy's only had those first 2 days of LAN experience himself, and he wants that revenge on FlipSid from having to be this close to knocking them out. But the big question to me, the big player to watch is Red. How does he perform alongside Timmy?
Okay, so what exactly do teams do whenever they're in a situation, though, they know they're up against a very storied opponent, they know they're the underdogs coming into this? What's their general thought process and strategy here? Are they trying to just pull off crazy stuff that might have a huge risk-reward style ratio to it? How do they attack, or how do they attack the stronger teams?
Really, it's just trying to keep your nerves about you. You just, if you can play like you're playing matchmaking, then you are going to do pretty well. You heard Squishy talk about it. You know, in scrims they don't do that well, but on stage they tend to play a lot better because everyone else is nervous. So even if you are outmatched in terms of skill, if you can just remain calm and play your game, you can have a shot.
I think it's a Hoosiers sort of thing. Like, you can look at the situation and be like, oh, it's intimidating because it's Marky and Cookser, but it's two dudes playing an Octane and a Batmobile probably, and maybe a backfire for Marky Duda. We'll see. Playing just Rocket League on the same pitch you've always been playing on the same connection. They've got controllers just like you, and just come in and just approach it as if you were in matchmaking, as if it was just two other people, and just slowly, methodically do your fundamentals and try to break them down.
Okay, so fair enough. So what I'm hearing from you is don't try anything ridiculous. Don't try to impress everyone because now you're on TV. Just play your game.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you try to do ridiculous stuff, Marky and Cookser have seen it all at this point. You know, they're just going to shut it down and then go for the breakaways, which is the story of 2v2. We've seen it so much today. So I think stick into your fundamentals and just try bait one player out, see if you can get a 2v1 situation. Something like that could really favor Renegades.
All right, guys. Well, hey, CSN Mid-Atlantic anchor Michael Jenkins actually had the chance to play the video game sweeping the esports world. Right now, of course, Rocket League. And Michael couldn't just play by himself. He had to go head-to-head with somebody, right? Well, his opponent may surprise you because he wasn't exactly what you'd expect.
Perhaps the hottest game in esports over the past couple of years has been Rocket League, with tournaments happening across the country. So I'm going to give you a little taste of what it's like to play the game. All I need is another victim. No, you're good. You're real good. That's such great vision. I mean, it seems unfair, but I get it. Right out of the jump. Is it hard? How do you play with such big hands? Ah. You're good. You're really good. You're really good. You don't say much, do you? Just really focused. No. Oh. You're so good. You ever played Trivial Pursuit? That's a game. That is a real game. You play a lot? I bet you play a lot. I bet you play all the time. I bet it's all you do. You're probably a gamer. You're a gamer. I can tell. All right. I'm a sportsman, so good game.
Nothing worse in life than losing to a mascot. I know from experience several times. All right, so anyway, we have a very interesting story, of course, because Renegades Red, as we saw, had that wonderful, beautiful hair there, but it came as a bit of a challenge when he actually put out on Twitter the fact that he was going to dye his hair red if he had received 2,000 retweets. Unfortunately, he didn't get quite there, but 840, still a reasonable amount. He dyed his hair red nonetheless. What a sport. Good man. Yeah, we appreciate it.
Absolutely. And I think it suits him.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's apt with the name. I think it's funny that Rizzo also had a similar tweet thing. He dyed his hair blonde, and it was like, if this gets like 7,500 retweets, and it was like within like 10 minutes, it had like 10,000 or something. It was nuts. So
Rizzo's hair died for this, unfortunately.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, so we got to take a look at this game here as our players are about to move into the match here. So last second thoughts as we jump into this right now. Obviously, we've been looking at Red and Timmy, seeing if they can keep under control, if they can keep their nerves in stock right now. But what are you guys looking at from the other side? What do you expect FlipSid to bring to the table here?
They have been known for their passing plays since the beginning of time. They were really the trailblazers when it came to using each other and with complex passing plays. So we'll see if they can do that. Cloud9, they were a shining example of that last series. FlipSid, maybe they'll surprise us.
All right, fair enough. Wave, last second thoughts from you. What do you think that FlipSid has to do to keep their cool, make sure that they don't allow an upset to happen here?
I mean, they just need to play their game. I'm hoping to see Marky with maybe a slightly less hideous backfire than he usually uses.
He calls it the smack fire
The
now.
smack fire, yeah. It'll have the Marky Duda patented eyebrows on top. One of the few players that actually has an item in the game. So, yeah, I don't think it'll ever change off of that thing.
All right, fair enough. So one thing I want to key in on, though, is talk a little bit more about 2v2 strategy. And something that we saw out of Cloud9 was that it didn't look as much like they had strategy, just so much as everything they tried to do worked. So it almost went back to that, maybe it's just pure mechanical play. It's not like Splyce was able to execute on any sort of a weird strategy. When you're that much better, it's kind of crazy.
Well, if you go back and look at it, they actually had an incredible amount of passing plays.
Yeah,
and they were very high-speed passing plays. Cloud9 was not afraid to go for it. You see in the first series of the day, G2, they were struggling to go for it and make that commitment and play those fast-paced passing plays. Cloud9, they didn't care. They were just playing their game, and it showed. And FlipSid, they're another team that can do that. Where they're making use of those really hard hits and those redirects, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, well, Rocket League is a unique esport in that basically every player who's in the game has all the information that all the other players have. It's very rare that a player can't see another player or can't see the ball or something like that. And so it basically comes down to who is able to read what is happening, to read the pitch, to read the ball, and make a decision quicker. So when we see teams like Cloud9 making their pass plays so quickly, it's that they're doing it before the other team can even anticipate what is going on. And so that being able to read quickly is a big part of Rocket League.
All right, fair enough. Well, it looks like our teams are set. We're going to jump into the games. Let's throw things back up now to Corelli and Quinn.
Here we go. FlipSid taking on Renegades here. So we're finally underway. A best of 3, of course. Still in the winner's bracket. First game of the day for both of these teams. Cux here trying to start off strong. Marky, of course, using that backfire, or smackfire, as James said. Oh, gosh. Here comes Red.
What a car.
Now Marky playing it over to Cux, doesn't connect on that one. Marky trying to follow it up. Now Cux here. Just flopping the ball in front of Renegades. Red trying to clear this one out. Flick on from Timmy. Cux here able to slow that one down. Now Timmy not able to play it over. Cux, a good touch from him. Red's forced to make a tough save. Marky plays it across. Cux trying to drop that one down. The attack on from FlipSid. Here comes Marky back the other way. Red able to clear this one out. And Renegades barely squeezed by.
Yeah, good decision making there for Cux not to opt to attack that ball there. Even though Marky had a good pass, there was no guarantee he was going to get that.
Oh, this is opportunity for FlipSid. Timmy, or excuse me, Cux here actually pitches that one away. Now Timmy on the counterattack. Marky trying to get a hold of this ball. He does. That one's going to be on target. It actually goes off the post. Marky not able to put it away. Nobody was in net for Renegades there.
Well, this is like their third opportunity now in something like 30 seconds.
Oh my goodness. The mind game from Cux. Marky able to tap that one in. Such a good play from them.
And this is what Squishy was speaking about when he mentioned how scary FlipSid are. Look at Cux, he's using a flat car. Flat car's much more difficult to win those 50-50 challenges there. You see it in the corner, but Cux just great anticipation, great positioning there, and Marky recognizing that Cux, he wins those a lot of the time.
Well, Timmy trying to answer back now. He does, able to bring this ball down. That was a little bit dangerous there for FlipSid, but Marky comes in and saves the day. Now FlipSid threatening downfield. Cux takes a shot and it goes straight to the back of the net.
What a boomer this shot. So much power here coming from Cux. You see Timmy opting to go for boost instead of pressuring the ball, and Marky, I'm sure Cux was just calling him off saying, don't touch that, got it. and just great placement there from Cux, and you're going to see that. I think that's what the scariest thing about FlipSid is that those guys make so few mechanical mistakes, and they're so easy. They're known for their comeback and their ability to just score in like 0-second opportunities.
And hit nutty angles like that one. Cux here almost putting that one away. Now Renegades trying to get a hold of this game as they really haven't had much possession or positioning at all. But Red, 1v1 against Cux here. A tall order for him. He does get past him though. Timmy nowhere in sight. Now FlipSid, Marky not connecting on that one, Timmy. Great play from him just to patiently wait for that play to develop. Now Timmy still on the ball. Doesn't look like he has much boost here as he flicks it over to Red. Timmy tried to get boost and the ball, able to only come out with the boost, but he does get the ball over to Red. Tries to bring this one down. Now over to Timmy. Saved away by Marky Duda.
Great anticipation there from Marky Duda. It was a good passing play from Timmy and Red, but there was no ambiguity as to where that ball was going to go, so Marky was able to spot that out and position himself accordingly.
Red, not the best touch for him. That one goes off the post. The dunk away from Red. As Renegades just slamming the ball down the field. Marky ends up putting this one up high over his net. Cux here there to meet it. No one from Renegades to get up there fast enough. Red was there, but way too late as Timmy now just trying to slow the ball down, buy time for his teammate to rotate back. Marky fires off a shot. Red was there. It's already a little bit wide. Now Timmy. Ball possession for him. Cucks here. Now back to Red. Marky just stretching for that one. Not getting there, but it went wide anyways. Timmy, a tough shot there off the crossbar. Now Cucks here on the ball. Back the other way. Flip side, threatening. Cucks here. Now Marky. Right over to Red and Renegades. Bending and not breaking here now all of a sudden, and maybe kind of being a little bit more scary for FlipSid.
Well, we still see a lot of great control here. Look, you see Cucks here interfering enough with Red to buy time for Marky to jump in and pressure that ball and take possession of the play. And that's what you're going to see a lot of from Cucks. That's what you've seen a lot, already. But Timmy and Red not doing such a great job at controlling the ball for each other. A lot of more individual plays.
Yeah, a lot more balls just being lobbed down the field just to relieve pressure from their own half.
Which is a necessity, right? I mean, you need to buy time for your teammates to run around, grab some boost, to reposition, etc.
But the threat from FlipSid prevails. There's a minute left now. Cucks here has a free aerial. Red now over to Timmy. Finding each other out of their own defensive half. Timmy not able to keep possession. Now Cucks on the ball, going for the air dribble, trying to pop that one up and over. Of course he puts it away.
A really great air dribble here from Cuxer. It's a little bit deceiving here. You see he just falls underneath the ball, waits, lets the ball land on top of him, and he's so difficult to predict when the ball's actually bouncing on top of your car. That's what struggle it was for Red, but we saw right before that play happened what led to the goal. Red and Timmy, instead of opting to wait for each other, they just moved down the field.
What in the world did I just watch right there? That kickoff was bronze level. Cucks here trying to hold this ball. Again, he just float there with it. Red able to intercept that one. Marky trying to play this one across. Timmy now on the ball, back towards the midfield. Gonna collect the midfield boost. Red positioning for a pass. Timmy just trying to go under Cucks, but Cucks read it perfectly as Red just trying to bring this one down, but Cucks here gets in the way of that one. Now Marky threatening. Timmy able to clear that one away with 13 seconds left, down by 3 goals. Might be all but over for Renegades here in game number 1. Of course, this is a best of 3, so we will get another game. Red blocking that one. Timmy to follow up, and with 2 seconds left, that's going to be it. Marky, maybe one more. No, it's going to drop down, and FlipSid going to take game number 1 3-0.
Yeah, a very dominating performance here from FlipSid. We can look at the stats and see, I mean, 4 shots here only for Renegades, and none of those shots really threatening at all.
Oh my goodness, 15 shots coming out from FlipSid. That is an offensive powerhouse.
And we see that all of the assists here for Cuxer and Marky, there's an assist for every goal scored, showing there's a lot of team play. These guys are helping each other to get in good positions instead of waiting for themselves to get good positions and then passing it off to a teammate. And you know what I mean? It's so important.
We take a look at the highlights here. It was all FlipSid shoving the ball in on that first goal, just the perseverance of FlipSid just to put that one away, and then all of a sudden things opened up for him. You saw the passing plays coming out. There's a couple more here. Cucks, the solo play from him, just air dribbling up and over Red. That's something you expect from Cucks here every single time.
Right, and with not much boost either. That just speaks to the control, the presence of mind that is in, that those FlipSid players have.
And when we take a look at the stats again, general philosophy for Rocket League is that it's great that you get saves, but with 7 saves means that you're just on the back foot for most of the game, and that's exactly what was happening in this matchup. FlipSid was all over Renegades here in game number 1.
Yeah, where it seemed to go wrong for them was just the transition from defense to offense. It's equally important that when you make a save, when you move from defense to offense, you have to be able to do that quickly and effectively, and we didn't see that. We saw them giving away the ball time and time again, and that can't happen against a team as strong as FlipSid. They're just going to capitalize on those mistakes every time.
And you talk about giving away the ball. If I'm Renegades, I want to keep the ball a little bit more now, especially coming out of my own half. Don't give the ball back for free, even if you don't have boost. Force them to come to you, put them in a bad position. We're going to kick off game number 2 here, as FlipSid is up 1-0 over Renegades. As both Timmy and Red go for that save. Timmy now back across the other way. They just go back and forth. Timmy. But now here comes FlipSid. Cucks popping that one up. Timmy again just everywhere right now as Red's just sitting in net, letting Timmy run all over the place. Timmy again up for this one and connects. Here's Cucks here looking for Marky. That's such a good pass, and Red can't make the save.
And this is what I was talking about, utilizing the space here. Instead of just opting to blast that ball over to the net, you see Cux, he passes it directly sideways. That lateral pass there is going to be so difficult for Red to adjust to, because as the ball moves across your car, you have to be positioned sideways to be able to deal with that, and Red wasn't, as we just saw.
And you want to talk about synergy, time spent with each other. Marky Duda and Cuxier have been playing together for years.
The longest standing duo of players on any 3v3 team in Rocket League.
Here comes the counterattack from Renegades. The pass over to Timmy. Timmy fires off a shot, goes wide. The follow-up from here is still coming in from Red. Waiting for the pass out from Cuxier, but dunked away by Cuxier. Read that one perfectly. It's Cux pushing this one along. Timmy saves this one away. The demo Marky Duda opens up some space for Renegades. Here comes Timmy. Not able to connect on the ball on the wall here. Marky trying to pinch that one out. Red just being a nuisance, letting his teammate rotate back. Now Timmy spins back around and hits that one away. If you're Renegades, you want to answer back here. You're down 1-0. You don't want them to start scoring and racking up the score here.
What we really want to see here from Renegades is opting... Oh,
Marky Duda, the 1v1 skill. One of the players that's been playing 1v1 for so long, was at the top of the leaderboards for the longest time. You put him in a 1v1 situation, he's going to do you just like that.
Yeah, it looked like Red almost getting a touch on that. Just the slightest of pixels, the smallest margin there is going to sneak past Red. But we see Red and Timmy really utilizing this wall play, in my opinion, a little too much here. It's limiting their options. We see Cux and Marky predicting exactly where that ball's going to go, because when you're stuck to the wall, you can't really go anywhere but one direction. You're limiting the ability to distribute the ball.
Here comes an opportunity for Renegades. Red opts to not go for that one, just bounce it back up. Now Timmy's up for this one, trying to drop it down. Saved away by Cux here. It seems like he's always coming off his back wall to make the save.
Marky and Cux are actually spinning each other out. Marky seemed to want that ball away from Cux. I guess maybe expecting Cux not to have enough boost to follow it.
I'm noticing Renegade's play style is letting Timmy kind of run around the field. Red trying to keep that centralized positioning, but this is not central enough. Cuxier actually whiffs on the open net there.
What did I just see? That's something that you never see from Cuxer97. Again, one of the most mechanically sound players, just like Squishy. So uncharacteristic.
Well, Renegades gets away with that one, as still only down by 2 goals here. Halftime just about to approach us here. Timmy puts that one off the back wall. Cux not there. Timmy's going to drop it down. No, it goes off the post. Here comes Marky Duda back the other way, met by Red. Goes into the flip side corner, playing this one out towards Timmy. He's there. Can he put it away? Yes, he can. Renegades is on the board.
Oh, finally for this Renegades team, being able to shrink that goal margin to 1 goal is going to be huge, because it gives them the chance for overtime here. And you see that pass there from Reds. The first time we actually see them really utilizing long passes that aren't stuck to the wall or stuck to the goal line, that are easily defended by somebody just sitting in the net.
Fake kickoff comes out from flip side. Cux here over to Marky. Back to Cux is a little bit of a high pass, but still Renegades on the back foot. Cux not connecting on the pass towards Marky. Now Timmy the pop over to Red. Red's got an opportunity here, but Marky stops that one away. Now Cux off the wall, trying to play this one in. Marky just rotating out, letting Timmy come towards him. Cux to intercept Red. The pinch together towards the flip side corner. A minute and 50 seconds left for Renegades. Only down by a goal here. They have a 2v1 opportunity if they take the ball. Now Timmy 1v1, trying to pop it past Cux. No, Cux, great save from him.
And in that opportunity, you want Red to have an impact on the play there. You don't want him sitting far back. He had a chance there to at least be a passing opportunity there for Timmy.
And this is the pressure you want from Renegades. They're starting to get in the way, but just as I said that, Marky, who just demoed Red, demos Timmy. And Red just returns the favor back to Marky. He says, if you can do that to my teammate, I can do it back to you.
And that's something that we really haven't seen a lot of teams utilize all throughout the day, really. The demo is so important in 2v2. You're dead for 3 seconds or so. That's a lot of time in 2v2, and being able to just shrink that to a 1-person man advantage, so good.
Here comes Timmy, the breakaway over Cux. Here comes Red now. The shot from him is weak, but it's towards net. Marky able to get a control of that one. Over to Cux here, tries to find him still on the ball. No, it's Timmy, clears that one away towards the midfield. Marky avoids the dunk. 45 seconds left for Renegades. They go down to the loser's bracket here. They need to tie this game up. Cux here, great pass over to Marky.
good job utilizing that team clear. So difficult for Renegades to predict and have any kind of effect. They need to leave their own half to challenge. And look, Marky and Cux just wasting so much time. Renegades need to make something happen.
They got to get it out of their end. They have to move down the field. Timmy, now red. An errant hit. Goes back towards the pass back to Marky. Doing a shot fires off, saved by Timmy. Here comes Marky, flip side. Threatening once more, 10 seconds left. Cux looking for a double tap. No, it's red. The save away. This is their opportunity. 5 seconds left. Renegades needs to make something happen here. The bounce off the wall. Timmy's there. Can he drop it down?
Oh, Timmy!
Yes, he can.
What
Just
a
like
play!
in RLCS, Timmy, the last second goal to tie it up.
Oh, that has to feel incredible. Great challenge there from Red. Like, something has to happen. And Timmy, just forgoing all instincts to return back to his own net, just jumping up. Whatever happens, happens. Tying the game up with 1 second left.
And just into overtime now. I need to catch my breath. That was crazy. 2-2. We're going to overtime. Renegades trying to do the impossible here. Marky actually just dunks that one away. But Renegades needs to get their bearings here.
We saw them really starting to come out of their shell. Red playing much more aggressively and actually him and Timmy able to utilize some team play, something we hadn't seen at all. It needs to happen right here.
Pass out to Red. Can Red do it? He's got both of them on their back line. Cux here scrambling to clear this one away.
Oh, and a good bit of 1-2 passing between Marky and Cux to get that ball down the sideline.
This ball popped up. Red comes deep from the midfield. Timmy, the shot from him. It goes wide. Marky now on the attack. Trying to get to that midfield boost. He does get it. The rotations come out for Renegades. Marky trying to find Cux. Doesn't connect. And now Red met by Cux here in his own corner. Cux with ball possession here. Marky waiting for the pass out. It comes, but Timmy read it perfectly. Things heating up for both sides. Red, the ball straight to Marky, but the demo comes out. Red rotates back. And Cux, great touch over to Marky. Now Marky popping this one up. Timmy, almost like he saw it coming before it happened. Now Red trying to put it away. Timmy, he's got an opportunity here as he collects the flip side corner boost. A minute into overtime here. Red forced to make a save. This one's going all the way back. Cux has got to get back for that one, and he does. Marky demos Timmy. It's just Red on offense here. The 1v1 coming out now. Marky trying to mind game, but Red taps it towards Timmy. Timmy, lots of time here, just collecting boosts and gathering the ball towards the midfield. Trying to keep his momentum in front of the ball, and he does. Red.
Oh, this is dangerous here for Cux. Marky needs to help him out.
The shot saved by Cux here. Almost approaching 2 minutes here of overtime. One of the longer overtimes today is Marky not able to do much there. Timmy gets his corner boost. Lets Red take the ball. Now Red clears this one towards the midfield. Met by Cux here. Red trying to pass this one out to Timmy. Good passing play from Renegades. You want to see more of that out of them. Marky in his corner. Timmy makes him think about it. Now Cux there to follow it up. And here comes Marky and flip side. Cux here into his corner. Red forced to make the contest there. And Timmy gets the demo on Marky, but it's too late. Cux here puts it away.
Timmy here opting for the demo on Marky Judah, which would have been a great idea had Red been able to win that 50-50, but instead Cux are able to just truck on through and take that game 2 minutes and 20 seconds into overtime. We really saw Renegades come alive in that overtime, but too little too late.
And you talk about the storyline, Timmy going into the RLCS, loses the flip side in a last-second overtime, regulation goal to send it to overtime. And he returned the favor here, almost repeating exactly what happened to him, but instead goes down in a 3-2 fashion and 2-0 in the series. Of course, this is a best of 3, so FlipSid will be going on into the winner's bracket, and Renegades will be moving down to the losers.
Yes, what a series here. Timmy and Red really showing that they do have the quality there towards the end, but unfortunately, they weren't really able to make anything happen. We saw them struggling. You see Red with 0 saves. It felt like he was out of place a little more than he would have liked himself. Again, his first time in a LAN environment. There's a lot of nerves. This is a new environment. It's very difficult to be able to deal with that.
That's going to do it for this series. FlipSid going to take it 2-0 over Renegades.
Right, so the thought that was going through my head up until 1 second left in game 2 was methodical. And it felt like the 3-0 victory from FlipSid in the first game kind of felt like they hit cruise control at 60 miles an hour and were just kind of feeling out the match. But I want to give credit to Renegades, who did bring it back, even when FlipSid was wasting so much time on their end of the pitch. Yeah. Very impressive stuff. So it looks like FlipSid could have won a lot stronger is what it felt like to me. What did you see?
Game one, it seemed all, and you can hear how amped up Marky Duda was. Game one, it was all Cooks. Cooks played out of his mind, making things happen on his own. Game two, Marky Duda started to step up, and then Timmy, he's one. He is known for his last-second goal-scoring ability, but in the end, FlipSid and Cooks, they got the best of him.
Yeah, I said at the beginning that I felt like Red was the player to watch. You had to be paying attention to what he was doing, and if you weren't looking out for him, he was going to behave.
Fair enough. Well, that's it. Let's head down to Alex right now.
All right, let's give it up for FlipSid Tactics. Come on. Yeah, all right. For me, it's so much fun being next to these two. Just give me your Rocket League energy skill, please. I feel it. Thank you, guys. What did you say?
I said you need it.
Yeah, I probably do. All right, let's talk to these players. Let's start with Cooks here. We'll go to you next. Cooks here. You guys, first of all, you guys are legends. They're legends of Rocket League. You've been to a lot of lands. How is it different for you preparing for this event and you know, retaining that mentality that you have, that competitive spirit, compared to the tournaments?
Well, I'd say we didn't really have to prepare for this one because 2v2 is our game. Like, mostly 1v1s, but 2v2s are similar. So I feel like this was easier to prepare than RLCS for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and y'all look good in that first series. Nice 2-0 victory, but game two is a little bit closer. Can you talk about game two a little bit, Marky, and especially the end there?
It was a bit shaky. We were like in cruise control a wee bit, but we just held on and scored a hideous goal to win it, just a disgusting goal.
Sometimes that's what it takes. Now, moving forward, you guys are going up against Cloud9, and I asked them about who they expected to play, and they're speaking highly of you. So how are you feeling about Cloud9, and maybe some thoughts on some of the other top teams in this tournament?
Cloud9 are a wee bit scary. They've been on some really good form recently. They've been scoring some crazy goals and, you know, just, you know, scoring some, like, insane goals and looking amazing. So we're pretty scared, to be honest, but we'll just play our game and hope for the best.
That's what you got to do. I'm personally looking very much forward to that matchup with FlipSid Tactics and Cloud9. But let's give it up one more time for FlipSid Tactics as they move forward in the tournament with a nice early round victory.
All right, guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at the updated results. As we know, 6 of the 8 teams advancing into the upper bracket quarterfinals. Cloud9 and FlipSid Tactics going to go up against each other in the next round. Still to come, the U.S. Open qualifying winners, Ghost. And up next, the East Regional runners-up, Jazzo and Stev from G2 Omega.